Leadership. If you could figure out what this is and put it into a bottle, you could sell it and make billions of dollars. It's something that's sometimes undefinable, but you know it when you see it. Well, probably the biggest thing is if you're a leader, if you can turn around and see people following you. Well, those are pretty good definitions, but if you go into any bookstore and you want to go into one section that's got more top books on the single topic, it's leadership. Everybody has an opinion, everybody has their own style. So let's look at some of the styles we have, and maybe we can get a better understanding of what leadership is. First of all, leaders, they motivate and influence others. They're enablers. Now, sometimes that word enable is a different critter that you don't always see associated with leadership, but that really is what it is. If I want you to follow the vision that I'm putting forward, I have to do a couple things. I have to get you to buy into the vision. Number one, if I get you to buy into my vision, then on top of that, you can become a missionary, so to speak, of the vision itself. And if I listen to you and you have input into the vision itself, the vision, then we can all sit down and join together and have a shared vision. Shared vision really motivates people because now they're part of something that's bigger than themselves. They're part of the actual vision, and they're happier to carry it forward since they partially own it. So leaders are those that create visions that people want to jump on board with, maybe help promote as best they possibly can, and they enable it. It's pretty easy to say it, but it's a lot harder to implement it because you're walking a fine balancing line because you're trying to get people to put aside their own prejudice or own prejudgments as to what they think should be done, get them to buy into what you're proposing, even get them to the point that they're contributing ideas to help make it a reality. And then you have to sit down there and give them the motivation, the passion, the time, the resources to enable them to complete it. A lot of times employees lead each other. So leadership's a role, and it's not assigned to a person. Sometimes it's assigned to a group, and people start assuming different aspects of it. Shared leadership really flourishes where formal leaders start delegating the power to actually accomplish what they want. You want to build a collaborative culture, and when you have too many people that are competitive and are fighting each other for turf, for money, for rewards, for positioning, then you have a whole fragmentation where you cannot possibly glue together a vision. Employees develop a lot of influence skills where they influence each other because that's part of the culture. You're enabling them to talk, to share, to build, to design, to carry that vision forward. There's going to be four main perspectives we'll be talking about in this section over here. One is transformational. Another is managerial, or another word is transactional. And another one is called implicit leadership. And then we'll talk about the leadership attributes. All four of these are perspectives on leadership. But the biggest thing is be careful about watching everybody else. You need to sit down and look on the concepts of leadership and start embracing it for two reasons. Number one, what do you like seeing in a leader? And maybe that might be part of the pathway for your career pathway that you want to follow. The other one is, what kind of leader are you going to be? You know what? Everybody's a leader, whether it's the formal one or the informal one hiding in that grapevine over there. We all have leadership traits. So what do you plan on doing with your leadership style? A leader develops a vision and they enable employees to achieve it. A shared vision implies and shared responsibility. And there's four styles: transformational, we'll talk about first, and then managerial, transactional, and then implicit, and then we'll talk about the attributes about leadership, about what it is and how to go about getting it. Take care.